everyone, it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of the Women of Zal. Again, I'm adding a "the" in front of it. Alright, so we've got Xaris at our door, waking us up during Sleepy Cycle 2. Just woke up, eh? Yep. Did I miss anything? Not a thing. You'd be pushing it, but you could even catch breakfast. Hell, the dining room is where I'm going. Separate. I'll keep that in mind. Join. Mind if I tag along with you? Invite to room. Rather use my energy on you. Ooh, no. We're not gonna do that. Let's join him, though. Not at all. The two of you started to walk down the hallway in the direction of the lobby. So, what's a lovely lady such as yourself doing tagging along with a humble whore? Well, don't just call yourself a whore for one. You're so much more than that, yes? We've barely spoken. Tell me about yourself. You're, really cute, so I'm trying to bumble my way into a conversation with you. Imagine being that cute and not knowing why I want to talk to you. Confidence. Well, we're not gonna do that. Ooh, I'm stuck between the first two. I don't like the fact that he's calling himself a whore. I mean, he is more than that, right? So let's go with that. Some of you apprentices are a real breath of fresh air. Just when you think there aren't any women in the north who care, y'all come along and bring that old spark of hope back. Too bad there's so few of you. More coming along. This time of peace really helped to give our generation some perspective. Ah, that explains it. Get that information from your education, I'm betting. In a way. But I'd rather talk about you. Sure. What do you want to know? What's the story between you and Zobi? Well, ever imagine life outside of servitude? Anyone catch your interest these days? Oh, I am interested about him and Zobi, but I don't want to bring Zobi into it. Let's see what his dreams are like. What does he want to do? An unexpected question that I'm cautiously optimistic about. Is it so unusual? Do you know how many other women ask me about life outside of serving them? Just one other. One! And it's absolutely rich, considering who asked. Sorry, I didn't answer your question. I have thought about it, but due to the nature of the world, I didn't think too hard on it, you know? That sounds about right. But tell me about it. Well, wait, sorry to ask, but you're not fixing on using it against me in some way later, are you? No, you have my word. Shrug and nod. Well, damn, you're smarter than I gave you credit for. Trust. I won't if you promise not to tell anyone I'm a seer. Whoa, we are not doing that. No, you have my word, buddy. All I needed to know. I've always fancied a life outside of being an expensive whore, but specifically, a life in theater. Unfortunately, there's a lot in the way of that. Between my occupation and finding a group and having no training. Well, I suppose they call them dreams for a reason. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yeah, life can be pretty unfair at times. Just do it. Go for it, man. Now there's a surprisingly motivational mantra. Earth wisdom. I mean it, though. Find the opportunity and take it. You're very kind to say and think that. But it's just so complicated for a man at my station. How about I bring this up another time? I'll break down my situation for you when we have another moment to chat. Sure thing, Xaris. And then it's settled. And Zena, I appreciate you lending your ear the way you have. Someone needs to. The two of you spent the rest of the walk gradually moving away from the topic and focused on making silly, if not clever, jokes at each other. After eating breakfast, the two of you parted ways, and you focused on what to do next. Go to the office, train with Yaxeta, go to the garden. You know, she mentioned the garden. I feel like we should do that. Let's go to the garden. With no one seeming to be guarding the entrance, you were able to start walking along the garden's trail. You kept looking at the mix of Zulian and earth foliage, creating the garden that you saw before you, but then voices caught your attention. Ah, there Valimir and Vicia sat, comfortably settled on the bench ahead of you, looking forward and not picking up on your presence. They can be so frustrating at times. I don't know what Lady Zuna wants of me. I hear the whispers. I know the others think she has plans for me, but she was never one to be predictable. And what keeps you from merely asking the child? It's not my place. Are you worried she'll punish you again? Could you blame me? Losing my hair was, well, I suppose it'd be hard to understand. You know, I'm quite blind these days. I'm sorry, Lady Vicia. I didn't mean to imply that you were above your own share of suffering. Vicia smiled without looking his way. When I was younger, I never imagined I'd have my sight stolen from me. When it happened, I was so many things. Angry, afraid, alone, and above all else, helpless. Even now, after so many years, those feelings resurface from time to time. The trauma never quite goes away. Truly? The last thing these old eyes saw was a blade severing my vision. It's a hard thing to move past. Even when my comrades told me others had it worse, nothing quite helped. But you know, I still had things that I wanted to do. Things that I still needed to do. So I accepted the reality life dealt me, and onward I endured. Thank you, Lady Vicia. Of course. Are you ready to leave? I am. Valimir stood up and noticed you. Oh, a visitor. Vicia looked in your direction. I did hear curious footsteps approach a minute ago. Let me speak to that one, child. Of course. Farewell, Lady Vicia. He walked away from her and started to pass by you. Lady Zena. Zena, it's been quite some time, hasn't it? Sit down. Yes, it has, my lady. So do you help everyone that comes to the garden? Sit down. You know I'm only really at ease around you. Ruthless. Ooh, let's be serious, I guess. It's been incredibly busy this past cycle. To that I hold no doubt. Stressful too, I'd imagine. Yes, so much of that. I can see why you're in the garden. It's so much more relaxing. It gives me time to reflect on the future and reminds me to commit to it. What do you have planned? Well, my funeral for one. Oh, come on, something less dreadful. Don't worry, I've more than lived my full life. It's fun to jest about it, and hearing you children treat death as some distant thing. I suppose it is odd of us to think so when we have people like Velvet running around getting herself hurt all the time. Her return to Zeneska is at hand. I wonder what news that one will be bringing back with her. Vicia stood up from the bench. Probably nothing to concern myself with. Yeah, if she found anything important, the government will be on it. A lot of faith in the speed of our officials. The two of you began walking. Well, you see, I've seen Earth's take on bureaucracy. The two of you continued your benign discussion all the way to the dining room. You entered the dining room with Vicia quietly walking past you. Whoa, dear, we've got a whole lot of people here today, don't we? Grab this picture of me, right here. Oh, do tell me more. I forget what their voices are. What are you still doing here? Rented Artemis for a few days. You rented someone? Somehow I feel there's a follow-up. Well, of course there is. If you buy a man's stolen time and do nothing with it, does it not make their lives a little easier? It's not stolen if said time is entitled to us. But to answer your inquiry from before that apprentice stepped in, we Xufos tend not to get violent or mistreat the livestock. It's senseless at best. We're not as forgiving as the people in Zeneska seem to be, but we care for them as long as they continue to serve us diligently. I see. You know, if you really wanted to show the world your so-called care, you could always free the males serving under you. How ridiculous. We'd have to be daft to lose our main source of income. What would men even do without being under the care of a woman? Nothing good, I'd imagine. Well, I've seen a fair amount of them that can do more than talk shit, you hear me? And what does that have to do with anything? Nothing that can't wait until the time is right. Odd hearing you both here in the same room, but what an expected outcome it became. Odd seeing you alive. How have you not shriveled up into nothing? And I'm proud of you for managing to stay alive yourself, my nosy nestling. Now, I would enjoy some peace to go with my meal, so perhaps you could come back another time. And I would grant you that. Why? I'll see you later, Londa. Maybe not next cycle. Maybe not in this castle, but soon. She is so odd. No matter. I'll have my dinner sent to my room. No joy to be found sitting around here. Ah, to be young. In a way, I miss the days where the one's words could rattle me to action. Bicia looked your way, although her eyes remained closed. Ready for dinner? All that talking has worked up an appetite in me. Yeah, sure. I mean, we just ate, but okay. People came in and out of the dining room to eat or take food out, but it was an uneventful meal. With a yawn, you decided it was time to head to bed. After you got to your room, you climbed into bed and fell asleep soon after. Your dreams were filled with flowers, so many purple and black flowers in a void of white. More nonsense, surely. Why can't my dreams be normal? I don't know. I guess we'll find out in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.